Our top story, a major new player is opening its doors in Liberty County, and its name, it's a name many people grew up with. Toy maker Hasbro is now operating a massive new distribution center in the area. And WSAV's Isabella Baez was at the grand opening, shows us why leaders say this is just the beginning.
Dozens of community members came out to Liberty County to get a blast from their past, as the creator of some of their favorite toys, Hasbro, has opened up a warehouse right in their backyard.
Yeah, it's a major win for the county to have a name as recognizable as Hasbro to be in our community.
The center is in partnership with GXO, who will help support operations at the site. This warehouse marks the company's first omni-channel warehouse, meaning it fulfills and holds inventory for online, in-store, and third-party platform orders.
It handles all channels of Hasbro. So it handles the B2B side, which is retail and wholesale. It's B2C, direct to consumer, and we handle returns as well. So this is their first building of the future.
Local leaders say this private development is a major milestone for Liberty County and will bring around 75 new jobs to the area, with a plan to expand in the future.
We work very hard in this area to bring in a diverse economy, to diversify the economy that we have, and having the distribution center here certainly fits into our protocol, our desire, our plans we have for the Liberty County Development Authority.
The project has been in the works for the past few years, and Hasbro officials say building the distribution center in Liberty County just made sense.
Liberty County represents a lot of great opportunities for us. First, this location is phenomenal, and the Port of Savannah is a great opportunity for us as we import some of our product. But also Liberty County particularly has a really strong labor supply, labor market.
Leaders say this facility is one of a kind, but will serve as a model for future Hasbro distribution centers. Reporting in Liberty County, I'm Isabella Baez, WSAV News 3, on your side.
New tonight, a DUI arrest follows a late-night crash involving a police car in Garden City. It happened just before 11 o'clock on Tuesday night along Dean Forest Road near Live Oak Drive. Troopers say a car collided with a marked Garden City cruiser, shutting down the roadway in both directions. Authorities say after the investigation, the driver of a Nissan was arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol. No injuries were reported for either the driver or the officer involved. Crews with the Savannah Fire Department rushed to a large fire at a housing complex near Montgomery and West Henry Street. This is video from the Firefighters Union. It shows heavy flames and thick smoke pouring from the building as firefighters arrived just before 10 o'clock. Officials say the structure was fully engulfed, but crews were able to get the fire under control by 10:18. No one was inside at the time. No injuries have been reported. The cause of this fire remains under investigation. The man accused in the Wet Marsh Island Walmart stabbing case from last year has entered a not guilty plea. Delano Middleton is accused of stabbing and killing 18-year-old J.T. Schroeder inside the Walmart on Highway 80 last October. Investigators say the incident began as a confrontation between the two men. A hold was placed on his body by both the coroner's office and the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, so an autopsy could be performed after organ donation. However, authorities say the body was released by Memorial Health to a funeral home and was cremated before the autopsy could take place. The next hearing in the case is scheduled for May 1st. A man is behind bars after deputies say he ran from a traffic stop, ditching a stolen motorcycle and drugs along the way. Dustin Purvis is now facing a long list of charges in Glynn County. The sheriff's office says it started March 2nd when a deputy spotted a motorcycle without a tag. Deputies say Purvis took off, eventually dumping the bike, which was later found to be stolen. As he ran, investigators say he also tossed items including drugs and paraphernalia. He now faces charges including felony drug possession, drug trafficking, and resisting law enforcement. 1 year ago, a high-speed police chase through a residential neighborhood ended in a crash that killed innocent bystander Darren Lewis. Kathy Lewis, his wife, says the pain is still fresh, saying the accident feels like it happened yesterday. In the year since his death, she says she has channeled her grief into purpose, working to prevent another tragedy. She has teamed up with State Representative Carl Gilliard to support House Bill 1011, known as the Darren Lewis Saving Lives Act, which seeks to limit police chases in residential areas.
Darren was a giver, you know, and I was always a giver. So the Darren Lewis Foundation is to raise awareness and to give back to the community. So that's what we have been doing for the last year, giving back to the community, whether it's been the book bag giveaway, whether it's been turkeys and hams at Thanksgiving.
And as the one-year anniversary passes, Kathy continues to keep Darren's legacy alive. one act of advocacy and community giving at a time. Congresswoman Nancy Mace making a stop in Bluffton today after a recent trip to the Middle East. WSAV's Danielle Cobb talked to her about her concerns about the war.
Evacuating Americans is our priority right now, and it should be. And it will continue to be that priority.
Congresswoman Nancy Mace took a trip to the Middle East last week on a mission to evacuate American citizens. With help from Grable Rescue and approval by the state to use a Department of Homeland Security plane, 155 families took a Mercy flight home, including several natives.
I praise God that everybody that I'm aware of from South Carolina is no longer there.
On Sunday, Mace returned.
There are no state planes that are evacuating American citizens right now out of Ben Gurion. I have a manifest right now, a list of over 2,000 Americans that are stranded, ready to get out.
And Mace says today El Al Airlines announced 50% of flights leaving Ben Gurion were canceled.
Iran started using cluster munitions this week. That is one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen and ever heard in my life. Iran is basically walking missiles in that direction. They haven't had a direct hit yet, but I think it's coming. If you're out on the street and it lands, you're going to be dead.
The Congresswoman says flying in and out of the airspace is nerve-wracking.
I would do it 100%, 1,000% all over again.
To help relieve the Americans still left, though currently another trip has not been scheduled.
Not right now. Right now I'm trying to work to get aircraft to a location that can pick up American citizens and bring them home.
Mace says a deal was made with El Al Airlines to get Americans out, but half the flights canceled today leaves many still stranded. She says she's communicating with the government about necessary exit flights. Danielle Cobb, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Georgia State Representative and former Savannah Mayor Edna Jackson delivered her farewell address today at the Georgia State Capitol. Jackson, a Savannah native, began her career as a social worker before entering politics, eventually making history as the city's first African-American female mayor, serving from 2012 to 2015. She later returned to public service, serving on city council before winning a special election in 2021 to represent State House District 165. She was reelected in 2022. In her farewell speech, Jackson reflected on her life, her career in public service, and the many milestones she's achieved.
I want you to know that as I look at you and I look at the young people that are getting out there again, continue the fight. We have a long ways to go. But in doing that, let us always be kind to each other.
And before stepping away from the podium, Jackson left one final message for her colleagues.
I have one more phrase. Chatham County has the best delegation in this house. All right, can I come down now?
To find more about candidates in both South Carolina and Georgia, as well as important voting information like dates and locations, you can visit wsav.com/electionhq. A $27 million bridge project in Bryan County is sparking some concern. State leaders say it's needed to stop erosion along the Ogeechee River, but one local business owner says the plan could do more harm than good. WSAV's Sarah Smith has more from Bryan County.
Officials say it's severe and could threaten State Route 144, but I talked with a local business owner and he tells me this project could really hurt his restaurant and a top tourism attraction in Bryan County.
We see erosion and we see a need to do something.
Butch Broom, the proud owner of Fishtails Restaurant and Fort McAllister Marina, understands why Georgia DOT wants to prevent erosion on State Route 144.
But the current plan just won't work out for us.
He tells me one of their biggest problems already is parking. Also, the employees need a short walkway to the other side of 144, which he says would be much longer with this plan.
Because we're a small area on the water side of the street, all of our supplies, our prep kitchen, our walk-in coolers, our ice, our backup bait, everything is across the street. With the current plan, instead of it being a 100-foot walk, it's going to be a 700-foot walk one way for an employee to come across the street.
He says it also hurts the marina, which holds an average of 300 boats at all times.
To bring a 38-foot boat with a 40-foot trailer from across the street to the water side of the street is almost impossible. The marina is part of the recreational ecosystem, in this area. We service the state park, we service the community. This past weekend we had over 3,000 visitors, and it's not even summertime yet. So with the current plan and having that many people in this area, it's going to be a situation.
Broom says he has hope that he and Georgia DOT can work together.
GDOT has been very responsive to me. They've been very kind, and they have been listening. And I really don't feel that this will be the final plan. I think they'll make some concessions and some changes on it, and it's a long way off.
Georgia DOT is accepting feedback on this project until March 26th. You can visit our website for more information. Reporting in Bryan County, I'm Sarah Smith, WSAV News 3, on your side.